This is the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Summit Reserve. So the Grand Cherokee has always been a go-to for anyone that needs a luxury vehicle, an off-road vehicle, or just a normal commute car going back and forth from work. But with this being unchanged for the past 2 years, is this still a better choice over the competition? And is this a great choice in late 2023? Let's go ahead and find out. Now let's get started up front with the styling. The Grand Cherokee continues to be a good-looking vehicle for 2024. We get a 7-slot grille design with extra chrome, and we have a partially functional vent underneath that. We also will be getting fully LED headlights with the reflector style, and fortunately we do get fog lights even though not many cars have that. We also will be getting an LED blinker. Coming to the wheels, we will be getting a 21-inch machined aluminum alloy wheel with a split-spoke design. This is exclusive to the Summit Reserve and will definitely give you a nice ride quality. Now let's see what we get on the side profile. So we get a chrome strip at the top that swoops down, and we also will be getting more chrome at the bottom. The mirrors will be fully loaded with heating, blind spot monitoring, power folding, and auto dimming, which is a nice thing to see on the top Summit Reserve model. Now let's take a look at the rear end because we've got a lot to cover in this part of the video. So we have a camera for the digital rear view mirror on the interior, and we also have a Jeep logo beneath that. We'll be getting 2 exhaust pipes that fit in very well with the rest of the rear, and we also will be getting completely LED taillights with a giant reverse lights that will make sure everyone knows that you are reversing and to get out of your way. The interior of the Jeep Grand Cherokee, especially the top 3 trim levels, has always been the perfect place to be. Especially if you have a little bit of extra money to spend, but you don't want to get the off-road model, this is the perfect way to do that. The door panel is composed with some soft material at the top, open port wood trim with 2-person memory seats, some gloss black and leather, and all of your switchgear there. We have a little bit of storage at the bottom and a very stylish Macintosh speaker grille. Coming to the seats, we have the best of the best here, Palermo leather in this caramel color. We also have quilted leather on the bolsters and 16 ways of power adjusting, including a massage. We'll have illuminated door sills at the bottom here that will illuminate in the dark. So overall, just walking in, it's already great. Now let's get in here before it's too cold. So right off the bat here, let's talk about the steering wheel. We have a very nicely leather-wrapped steering wheel with some wood trim right here because this is the top Summit Reserve model. This will also be heated, however, you do have to control that over in the center. Now, the gauge clusters will be completely digital, which is a nice thing to have in late 2023. And this will be completely customizable with the buttons to the left. Materials will be the best in this Grand Cherokee. This costs $70,000, so what do we expect here? We've got soft touch material at the top with this nice caramel colored stitching, open pore wood trim, and leather. And we also have a ton of gloss black in the center, which is not the best if you don't like fingerprints, but does look pretty premium. Now we have leather on the armrest, and we also have some more gloss black on the buttons up here. Now coming to storage, this has always been a strength for the Grand Cherokee. This is a bigger car, so you'll have a lot more storage than those smaller cars. We have a very deep center console here with even a second bin if you close that up. Now, closing that up, we have a wireless charger down here and 2 cup holders to keep your drinks in place. Now let's bring our attention to the climate controls. So we have completely physical buttons and knobs here, and you can control it completely right here. If you don't want to do that, you can use the screen, which does work relatively well. We have all of our modes down here, the defrost, and we have 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats, and the heated steering wheel will be found right there. Now let's turn that on for now, and we also control our fan speed with this button in the center and the driver and passenger temperature right there. Now if you do want to use the infotainment system, this will be your temperature dial, and we also have the fan speed right here. So let's bring our attention to the rest of the infotainment system. We have the latest Uconnect 5 system that works very well and is very intuitive. We have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and I had no problem pairing it to my personal iPhone. Now the pairing process is very simple. You just have to do a couple steps and a verification, and you're in. Now the widgets on this homepage are completely customizable. As you can see, I could just add a widget right here. So let's just do now playing, and then you can see what we have right there. Now we also have a Wi-Fi hotspot that is not working right now, and we have Amazon Alexa, which is nice. Now we also have a massage, so if I push that button, that will bring up our massage page. Let's see. Yep. So you could control all the different massage modes like waterfall. Let's see. Waterfall, rock climb. Those are the 2 weirdest names. This is also for the passenger side. Now coming to the backup camera, we do have a full surround view and a rear view. You also can take a look at the front and a different angle of the front. Now you have active trajectory right here, and this works very well. This is especially good if you want to take this off-roading, which you probably shouldn't because this costs a lot of money. The shifter will be a simple rotary dial that works very well. Here we have our air suspension settings and our different drive modes. So let's say if you go into sport mode, that will actually lower the air suspension 1 notch. Now up top, we have a completely digital rear view mirror that can be optioned with digital or normal. So there is my camera right there. And even if you have a ton of cargo or a bunch of people, you still can see through that with this digital mirror. Now up here, we have the HomeLink controls, and we also have a full panoramic sunroof that stretches all the way back to the 2nd row. Now in most cars, the passenger side is usually a boring place, but definitely not the case with this Grand Cherokee. We have some nice wood trim, memory seats, and your switch gear with some storage down below. You have 16 ways of power adjusting, massaging, and the same Palermo leather with the quilted bolsters. Now what makes this so interesting is this panel right here. You might be thinking that's just some gloss black that's just in your face, but definitely not. Take a look at this button. Push it, and a screen will come on. Now you can use this to watch videos, watch movies, anything you want while you're on a road trip. You even have navigation here so that, let's say, the other parent could go look up something, and you can even send it to the main screen. But the more you go over here, the less you can see the screen, and that will keep the driver from being distracted. Now you can even pair wireless headphones and an HDMI cable if you want to play video games. Now you have some nice wood trim here and some aluminum, and the glove box is a good size with felt lining. This is a great place to spend time if you don't want to do the driving, and definitely worth fighting for. Now let's move on to the 2nd row of this Grand Cherokee. On the exterior, you may have seen that this is a pretty big vehicle for not having a 3rd row, so let's see if you get any of that extra space here. You have the same quilted leather, switchgear, and storage down below, and today's tester gets a sunshade. Now, for the seats, we will be getting the same Palermo leather with the quilted leather on the bolsters, which is nice to see. Getting in is pretty easy with the air suspension, and I think that will definitely help for smaller kids. Now just take a look at how much room I have back here in the second row. This passenger seat is slid mostly all the way back, and we also will get some good amenities like 4-zone of climate control. We have the third and fourth zone back here, so basically each side of the second row will get their own climate controls. Basically, if I just got back from a run and I need it cold and the other person needs it warm, you can do that. You also get 3 stages of heated seats and ventilated seats on both sides. Now that is something that you don't see every day. Now the extra space will continue in the cargo area of this new Jeep Grand Cherokee. So let's open it up. You will get the hands-free access, so you just kick your foot underneath there and the trunk will open up just like that. Behind the second row, you get about 37.7 cubic feet of cargo room, which is a good amount for this size of a car. In addition to that, you have 2 cubbies on either side, a power source, but you do not get 2 handles to fold down the second row. If you do go and fold down the second row, you will be getting 70.8 cubic feet of cargo room, which is a lot for this class. Close up the trunk, you could just push the button. Now let's move on to the powertrain. Today we have the base engine, which is the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6. This is putting out 295 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. All of this is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, which is pretty smooth. You will be getting relatively good fuel economy at about 22 combined. Now, lucky for Jeep, the competition in this class is not competitive at all, and the automakers are not on top of redesigns or updates. Jeep is definitely class leading in this segment because the Grand Cherokee does basically everything. It's luxurious, it can go off-road, and while other cars can do that as well, you don't get everything in one car. Coming to our dimensions, you're looking at 193 inches in length and 78 inches in width. Now that is going to wrap up today's video on the Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is a great car to buy in late 2023, almost 2024. Now, if you have the extra money and you want to spend it, the Summit Reserve is the best way to do it. If you don't want to go off-road, this is a perfect trim level with all of the luxuries and the good amount of space that it has in the trunk. Now, would you buy this Grand Cherokee? If you want this exact car, the link for it is down in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.